Hi everyone, I'm Jacob and welcome to Tai Chi Meditation in Motion for W.O.W. Tampa, sponsored by T-Mobile, presented by Mind Body Social. My name is Jacob from Glassmeyer Health and Wellness, and we are here at Lake Crago Outdoor Recreation Complex in Lakeland. And I have an amazing session prepared for you. We are going to work in as we work out, improving the quality of our life through breath, movement, and finding peace in place. But before we get started, we have one important thing to do. We need to register for a chance to win gift cards and other amazing prizes courtesy of T-Mobile. It's super easy and quick. I'm going to do it with you. Grab your phone, open camera, and scan the QR code, or you can visit wowmbs.com/Tampa. It takes basic information and it only takes 60 seconds. Pause the video if you need to, and I'll be here and we'll all begin together. Okay, let's get started. If you will, find your feet just beneath your hips. Let the crown of your head pull up to the stars. For right now, let's focus on your breath. Not giving it any mind, but just experiencing our breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Let one hand rest your abdominals and the other covering it. Let your arms drape beside you, relaxing our mind, our eyes, our shoulders, releasing your tailbone so it gently tucks underneath, feeling the center or the rooting into the soles of your feet. As we breathe in, feel how your abdominal expands and your ribs front, back, and side. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, let your hands gently drift down beside you. A gentle bend comes to your knees. As our hands float to our hearts, let us take a breath in. Exhale. Inhale. As this movement here is gathering the chi, the QI, the vital life force energy from the very earth in which we come from. As we float down this time, let our arms now extend, opening up, wrapping around the world, letting your hands float just into your heart. And as we go through these ancient disciplined movements, let your body flow with the direction that it calls it to be. Let me just be your guide through Tai Chi. One more, we go to here, bringing a hug to everyone that is in your world, that brings you positive energy. Our next breath, let us reach up and into the stars, past this world. If you like, you can follow your hands up into the sky with your eyes floating gently back down. A gentle bend comes to our knees. Now here we extend our mind, our spine, and our breath, breathing deep, drawing it in, settling the energy back down through the crown of our head, through our heart, to our lower dantian. This is just simply an area we can focus on during the movements that we take through Tai Chi. As we float down here, we're going to let our palms rest just at the lower dantian. This is where our belt buckle would be, and maybe is. Come back to feeling the peacefulness that's inside you, taking in all the sounds that are around you, making that part of your experience. On your next exhale, let your arms gently drift down beside you. Let's draw one foot in, bringing our feet together into our beginning position called Wuji, which is simply a standing at attention, awake yet asleep. Feeling everything through the body, drawing up to the sky, as we feel our feet rooted into the earth. As we begin to open the door, the first movement in our classic 10 pattern of Tai Chi. Sink the weight down to each leg. Pour all the weight into this side as we gently open back up where we were before with a breath in. Exhale as we feel both knees gently hinge. Now, like we make a wave with our hands, just the height of your shoulders, we breathe in. Let your elbows drift back down beside you. Now we're going to learn each movement multiple times. Now here we just let our hands drift back up. And then we're going to bring the accumulation of all these movements together at the end of our class. Floating down and understanding that this classic ancient discipline can be practiced every single day. Breath in, breath out. Let our hands now drift back beside us. Pour all the weight back into this leg, bringing our foot back together, closing the door. This will be the end of all of our movements. And we rise again, closing the door. Exhale. There's a slight hinge to the knee, just enough to say that it's bent. We rise back up. Now here let our arms float down and we go into our first movement. So let us open the door. As our arms drift down, turn both thumbs out and away from you, like we're making the letter W with our hands, just the height of your shoulders. Gather your hands into your heart, sinking back down. Let's do this one a few times. In Tai Chi, our elbows always have a hinge to them, as do our knees. The crown of our head always feels lifted to the sky, and we let our pelvis gently release underneath us, allowing for more of our chi to flow, releasing the tension in our lumbar spine. This time we'll gather our hands to our hearts, pause for just a moment. And as we sink down, let's open up to one side. We're going to go over this way and let both hands reach out. And then let both hands come back into your heart. And we're going to do the mirrored image on the other side. This is repulse the monkey. Breath draws in, and we sink down. Our arms open, feeling that heaviness to each elbow. It's almost like we're swimming. And as we breathe in, we just bring our mind to that peace and place. That place that brings you happiness and joy. We'll have one more for each side. Now here with the arm that's extended, we're going to turn to our side, following the palm, letting your waist guide you. Scooping in, letting one hand come down to that lower dantian we spoke about before. Sinking down. This is embracing the full moon. Let's open up. Breathing in, and let this hand float underneath. And we'll do embracing the moon a full times. Because in Tai Chi, there's no movement that is wasted. Everything has a purpose. And everything is balanced through our yin and yang. Because as we sink, we rise. As we inhale, we exhale. As we extend, we draw back in. Now here, let us come into embracing the full moon. Place all the weight into the leg of the upper hand. Let this bottom leg sweep in with the bottom hand. A gentle step out, kind of like a 2 or 10 o'clock position. Let's just rock 3 times, feeling your knee over the center of your foot. A gentle exhale comes back, being mindful that each knee has a slight hinge to each side, feeling our weight waver one side to the other. We call this rooting in. Inhale to exhale. Now for our next movement is parting the horse's wild mane. So this bottom hand, it floats up just like we're holding a horse by its neck. This top hand is going to float down just to our waist side. Let's sink back in and embrace your full moon with a breath in. As we rock forward, let the hand float up just to the height of your heart, and then the top hand floats down to your waist side. Now let's see if we can bring all those movements together. A breath in, let one hand ascend as the other descends. As we exhale, notice the whole body rotates through the movement and a fluid, relaxed motion. Just tossing away any tension that you may have. Let's try it one more time. Here's our exhale. Now let both arms just reach out in front of you like we're playing the keyboards in the clouds. A gently hinge to our elbow. We're going to float across the sky. Step in when you have your balance. And here we are again to embrace the full moon. Breath in, sweep our bottom leg in with the bottom hand. Taking that step out to your 10 or 2 o'clock position, let's rock again 3 times. Exhale, and then inhale. Now in other classic patterns, there is a stepping backwards, but I believe for today, this will be best for us all. Inhale and exhale. One more rock, and then let us part the horse's wild mane. Let the hand float up to the heart. Let the other hand float down to the waist side. We notice that in movements in Tai Chi, most all of them stay here within the area of embracing the full moon. So we exhale, let both hands ascend and descend. Floating back, feel our elbows are heavy with the draw in for our breath. And an exhale. Let's try that 2 more times, all right? It's almost like dancing in the water. And as you move through the water, try not to let the water see you move. Here we go. Reach out. Let's float back across. Bring in your leg when you have your balance. Scoop into embracing the full moon. Let's take the same step we just took out here to your 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock position. Let's rock again 3 times. So we can feel that rooting in, the knee over the center of our foot, and then we rock back. There's our tailbone releasing underneath. Exhale as we go through. So our next movement is brush, knee, and push. So let's practice the push. So our top hand, half an extension right here. Let your pinky be in line with your forearm, and then we float back. Now this bottom hand is going to wipe across just your waist side, and that's brushing the knee. So my hand goes past my leg. We breathe in and out. Releasing, letting the whole body rotate, spiraling to the back leg, releasing towards the front leg. And I would advise maybe having more bend to your elbow than what you're used to, since this may be new movement to you. So we have one more time right here, brushing the knee and push. Now let both hands drift back up to the sky. There we are. Let's just float across, be the clouds that you see behind me as we float back in, stepping in gently. Here comes our breath. Let's take our step again. Let's just rock 2 times, getting used to this rooting in, wavering our weight back and forth, being just as fluid and relaxed as we can, like the waters behind me. And here we go. Top hand's going to give me a push. And just gently release right here. And we come back. And the beautiful thing about Tai Chi is there's so many different styles and families of Tai Chi. But Yan is one of the more widely practiced styles. But here we can just find some fluidness, some relax, some peace in place. Let's brush. Here we are. Bottom hand stays along the waist side. We extend out and we come back in. Now, if there's ever a time that your body posture or position doesn't feel right, you can adjust your foot and then go right back into it. Just feeling fluidity through each movement. Exhale. Now here we go, waving hands like clouds. What hand is up goes down, and the other does as well. So we pull across, stepping back in with our feet underneath. And let's just stay right here. Each hand rises and falls, and we let our lower dantian guide us through our waist, gently floating across. As your hands stay in place, they float through space. Exhale is here. Inhale is here. Now the hand that rises is the leg that's going to raise and come in. So we bring our feet, whatever together means for you this day. And now let us take the same step out, like opening the door. Relax the tension in your shoulders, your elbows, your hands, and your mind. Let's stay right here with our feet together. We're going to pass one side to the other. Waving hands like clouds, a better interpretation would be being the clouds. And how much more lighter and relaxed do we feel? So let's step back out. So the hand that rises is the leg that steps out. Pour all the weight into the opposing leg, and then pour all the weight into the one we just stepped out with. There we are. So our breath comes in. Feet come what is together for you. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We have 2 more steps. Now we're coming to our balance work. And so we let the hands pass here. Now your hand that's now descending, let it just drape beside you. Then the last happy cloud in the sky just flows across, letting your hands gently come down, resting. Let our arms become completely relaxed. And just lift your heel, if you will, and just sink the weight into the opposing leg. As we root back into this leg, we lift the heel. So rooster crows on one leg. It's a sign of a new dawn. Now, a wonderful thing about Tai Chi is it meets you where your balance, stability, strength, and focus is. So if you like, we can lift our heel a little bit higher, and then we come back down, pouring all the weight back into this leg, and lifting the other. Now this hand raises the elbow no higher than your shoulder, and here is our rooster crows on one leg. And that's the beautiful thing about Tai Chi, meditation and motion, is that it's a practice that can be done for the rest of our lives because it's so gentle. So breath draws in. It's also like exercises for our lungs because we focus on the capacity of oxygen we can breathe in through our nostrils and back down. Just a few more on each side. Again, finding where your balance point is and just lifting your leg that height with your toe pointing down to the earth as the crown of your head lifts up to the sky. So here's our last one. Now here's a slight hinge to the waist. And it's like we're scooping up and let our arms just drape across our hearts. Let your thumbs point down, and a gentle opening of the arms. Then your hands stay just forward of the body, and we sink back down again. We have one more movement to add on to this. This will become our lotus kick. Breath in, breath out. So here we go. This leg of this hand is going to be the one that takes the kick. So everything draws in. So we're right here, yes? And now we open up, and whatever your kick is, maybe we just tap the heel to the floor. This is where your balance is. We'll go over to the other side. Breath draws in. We bring the crown of the head to the sky. That's wherever your kick may be. It may be a little bit higher. Or it might be a little bit higher. Let's try one more on each side where the movement finds your body the most relaxed. Exhale as we open. Inhale as we come down. Now let both of your arms reach to me. Let's turn over this direction, and we're going to embrace the full moon once again. Now let both of your radial pulses meet over your heart. Our foot steps in, we come back out to our 10 or 2 o'clock position, and we're going to do a gentle press right here. Let your arms open up. Let your elbows come back into your ribs as we rock back into place. Lift your toe, please. Sinking down to your lower dantian, and we push as we grasp the sparrow's tail. Floating back in to embrace our moon. Here is our inhale. Let the bottom hand just sweep up and just carry you away. There we are, letting the sparrow go. Releasing the tension in your wrists, your hands, your fingertips, and then sending out some positive vibes. Let's try that 2 more times. Breath comes in, the whole body turns, and it's all one fluid, relaxed motion. Last time for here. You notice that in this beginner pattern, we do everything on each side. Repetition is everything. We can also take each of these movements and make them on their own for practice purposes. Last time is here, so we can carry our hands back across the sky. There's our press. There's our pull. There's our push. Hands across the sky. Ready? Here we go. Stepping back in when you find your balance point. Scooping in, there we are, embracing the full moon. The leg comes in of the hand that drops down. Wrists meet over our heart. There we take our step out. Gently we turn, press, release. Now in adaptive Tai Chi, we can do this in a seated position. We can take shorter steps. In the more classic pattern, we take steps backwards and take longer length strides, but here this fits. Everyone can do this at some level. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, we're coming to our last movement, but we're going to do it on both sides. Let's carry our hands across, stepping back in. Embracing the full moon, we place all the weight into this leg. We come to the ball of our foot right here. This is called an empty step, like you're testing the waters before you get into the pool. There's our empty step. Like brush knee, the bottom hand pulls across, and the other hand just gently rises above your brow. This is the white crane that spreads its wings before it flies away. Let's fly away, let's open up, and just 2 times right here. It's a beautiful transition to go into the other side. Breath in, breath out. Now here, this hand drops underneath, bringing in that same foot. A little turn away, ball of your foot. Let's try it all together. Ready? Here, everything opens. And let's open up again. Just 1 time, sinking down. Feel the weight even to each leg. Breath draws in. There we are. Embracing your full moon. Everything together. Let's open. 1 time right here. Let the hand float down. Let the legs sweep in. Let's bring our feet together, whichever foot you'd like today. Hands floating up. Hands floating down. Coming back to our Wu Ji position, let the crown of our head lift up to the sky. Taking a breath in. Taking a breath out. 2 more breaths. And like my teacher likes to say, again, let's go through it all in its entirety, pouring the weight down, opening up the door. Breath in. Breath is out, sinking down. Opening up our palms, the letter W, remember? Here we go. Breath in, hands into the heart. Now let's sink down to repulse the monkey. Reach out to me, reach out to your side. Let your head follow the hands behind. And push right here. This front palm holds the monkey. We push away. The hand gently rotates up and out. Here we go again. Breath in. And breath out. So in this movement, we do it what I call 3 3/4. So here is number 3. Opening back up. The arm that reaches to me is going to turn away from us. Palms both float down to the earth. Embracing our full moon. Let's sweep in. Parting the horse's wild mane. Here we go. Hands float up and down. Gently rotate through the spine, just the one time. Let's float across. Stepping back in when you have your balance. Embracing the full moon to the other side. Bring in your heel. There's our step. And there it is, parting the horse's mane. Drifting back up and back across the sky. Be the clouds. Brush knee and push. The whole body rotates to the extended leg. Here we go. Exhale, just the one time. And let's lift and float and carry across. Rooting into the hinged knee as we step back in. Breath in. Breath out. Waving hands like clouds. Better yet, let's be the clouds. Now, as we bring this hand up, this is the same leg that's going to come in. Now, on our steps, it's 3 3 each side. So that was already step 1. Exhale, let's float. Staying right here, feet together. Now let's step back out. As the other hand rises, pour all your weight into the descending hand side. Feet come together. One more step. There we are. Is the crown of her head still lifted to the sky? Arm descends, floating across. So the hand that floats down is where the weight goes. Let's rooster on one leg right here. Just one more to our other side. Let's get ready to go into lotus kick. Hinging slightly to the hips, scooping up. Bringing in your heel into the arch of your foot. There we are, stepping out. Scooping back under again. Breath is in. Breath is out. Now let both arms extend to me so we can grasp the sparrow's tail. Let's go this way. Wrists meet over the heart. Send it out with a press. There's our pull. There's our push. Let's go to the other side. Breath is in. Feel the weight. Take the steps that meet you best. There's our last press. Send that sparrow away. Breath in. And here for our last movement, the white crane spreads its wings or cools its wings off. Empty step, opening up. Top hand floats down. Both arms drift down as we step in. Pouring all the weight into this leg, we close the door with the other side. We rise up, sinking down. Take a beautiful breath up and in. And here I ask you to think about those people, places, things, thoughts, and ideas that bring you health, healing, hope, and happiness into your minds, your mental energy, into your hearts, your emotional energy, and into your bodies, your physical energy. Let our arms drift and rest and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being here today. I'm Jacob Glassmeyer with Glassmeyer Health and Wellness, giving a thanks from you, T-Mobile, and Mind Body Social. Until we meet again, thank you very much.